Long before the sun even thought of rising, when the sky was still wrapped in silver moonlight and the world felt hushed and fragile, a poor fisherman walked toward the sea with his worn nets slung over his shoulder. The sand was cool beneath his bare feet, and the wind whispered against his patched clothes as though reminding him of his poverty. His name mattered little to the world, for the world had never cared to know it. But to his wife and his 3 hungry children, he was everything. He lived in a small hut near the shore, its roof patched with straw and rope, its walls leaning as if they too were tired of standing against hardship. Inside that hut, 3 children often slept on empty stomachs. Their laughter was rare, their smiles dependent on the size of the day's catch. His wife, gentle yet worn by worry, never complained, but her silence carried more weight than any accusation. The fisherman was poor, desperately poor, yet he was not weak. Each day he followed a strict rule he had made for himself. "I shall cast my net no more than 4 times," he would say. 4 chances are enough for a man who trusts the sea and his Lord. This rule was born not from laziness, but from discipline. He believed that greed often invited misfortune, and that patience, even in hunger, was a man's truest wealth. That morning, as moonlight shimmered upon the restless waves, he reached the shore and gazed at the endless water. "O sea," he murmured, "you have fed kings and beggars alike. Today remember my children." He removed his simple garments, stepped into the cool embrace of the tide, and cast his net for the first time. The net flew wide in the air and fell into the water with a soft splash. He waited, heart pounding, imagining silver fish struggling within its threads. After a moment he pulled. At once he felt resistance. His tired arms stiffened. The net was heavy, very heavy. "Praise be," he cried. "This must be the largest catch of my life." Hope rushed into his chest like sunlight breaking through clouds. He pulled harder, muscles trembling, sand shifting beneath his feet. Sweat gathered on his brow though the morning air was cold. Finally, with one last effort, he dragged the net onto the shore. He stared. Inside the net lay not shimmering fish, not even seaweed, but the rotting carcass of a donkey. Its bones protruded, its smell rising into the air like mockery. The fisherman stepped back, disappointment crashing over him like a wave. "All this wait for this?" he whispered. Worse still, the carcass had torn his net in many places. The threads were broken, the knots undone. He fell to his knees beside it. "Is this my reward for rising before dawn?" he cried softly. For a moment, despair threatened to swallow him. He imagined his children waiting. He imagined their hopeful faces turning pale again. But he did not curse the sea. He did not tear his hair. Instead, he took a deep breath. "This was only my first cast," he reminded himself. 3 remain. He spent long minutes mending the torn net with careful fingers. Every knot tied was a small act of courage. Every thread repaired was a silent promise to his family. When the net was ready again, he walked back into the water. "This time," he whispered, "let mercy be in my hands." He cast the net a second time. The moon began to fade as dawn prepared to paint the sky. The fisherman waited, listening to the water lap against his legs. Then he pulled. Again he felt great weight. His heart leapt. "Surely," he said breathlessly, "surely this time the sea remembers me." He dragged the net to shore with aching arms and trembling hope. But when he opened it, he found nothing but a large basket filled with rubbish, broken pottery, tangled weeds and foul-smelling debris. His shoulders slumped. "Rubbish?" he whispered. "Is this what my children shall eat?" Anger flickered in his chest, but he swallowed it quickly. "Patience," he told himself. "Patience feeds the soul when food is scarce." He emptied the rubbish and washed his net carefully in the water. The sky now glowed pink and gold, mocking him with its beauty. He cast the net the 3rd time. The wind picked up slightly. Waves rolled stronger. He waited. He pulled. This time the net felt lighter, yet still carried weight. When he drew it in, he found nothing but mud, shells and stones. Nothing of value, nothing of nourishment. Now his knees weakened. 3 casts and nothing but disappointment. He lifted his eyes to the brightening sky. "Have I offended you?" he whispered. "I am only a father trying to feed my children. Do not test me beyond my strength." His voice broke. For the first time that morning, tears gathered in his eyes. Yet he remembered his rule. 4 casts, no more. He wiped his face with his rough sleeve. "I will cast one last time," he said quietly. "Let this final cast hold my fortune or my lesson." And with trembling determination, he stepped forward into the sea once more. The sun had begun to rise, spreading golden light across the waves like molten treasure. The fisherman stood waist-deep in water, breathing slowly, gathering his remaining strength. "This is my last chance," he whispered. "Let this net return heavy with hope." He cast it far, farther than before, as though throwing all his faith into the sea. The net spread beautifully before sinking beneath the surface. He waited. The wind calmed. Even the sea seemed to hold its breath. Then he began to pull. Immediately, he felt resistance, stronger than before. His heart pounded violently in his chest. "Yes," he cried. "Yes, this must be it." His arms strained, veins stood out against his skin. Every muscle screamed in protest. "It is heavy, so heavy," he gasped. "The sea has remembered me at last." Slowly, inch by inch, he dragged the net toward the shore. When finally it lay upon the sand, he rushed forward and opened it eagerly. Inside was no fish, no silver scales, no flashing tails. Instead, there lay a strange yellow pot made of copper, sealed tightly with a heavy lid fastened in lead. Upon the lid was an ancient seal, engraved with markings he did not recognize. He blinked. "A pot?" he murmured. For a moment, disappointment returned. What use was a pot when his children were hungry? Yet he studied it more closely. It was solid, well made and heavy. "Perhaps," he thought, "I can sell this to a metal worker. With the coins I shall buy wheat. My children shall eat bread tonight." Hope flickered again. He lifted the pot carefully and shook it. No sound. He pressed his ear against it. Silence. There must be something inside, he reasoned. Why seal an empty vessel so tightly? He turned it over, examining every inch. The seal looked ancient, almost magical. "Something precious must be within," he whispered. His fingers trembled slightly as he pulled out his small knife. "This shall not defeat me," he muttered. With effort, he pried at the lid. It resisted at first, but hunger makes a man stubborn. Finally, with a sharp crack, the seal broke. He turned the pot upside down. Nothing came out. He frowned. He shook it again. Still nothing. "Strange," he said slowly. He set the pot upright before him and stared at it. Suddenly, a thin line of smoke slipped out of the opening. He jumped back. The smoke gathered into a massive column. It twisted, thickened, and began to take shape. Before his horrified eyes, the smoke formed into a gigantic figure, taller than any man, broader than any tree. A face appeared, fierce and terrible. Eyes burned like coals, a voice boomed like thunder. The fisherman froze. Before him stood a genie, immense and terrifying. His legs shook so violently he thought he might collapse. The genie raised his arms and roared, "Freedom at last!" The fisherman tried to run, but his feet refused to move. He could only stare in paralyzed fear. The genie looked down at him with blazing eyes. "Human," the giant voice thundered, "prepare yourself to die." The fisherman's heart nearly stopped. "Die?" he whispered. "But I freed you." The genie's expression hardened. "Yes," he said coldly, "and for that You shall choose how you die." The fisherman trembled. "Why?" he cried. "Why repay kindness with death?" The genie folded his enormous arms. "Listen well," he said. "Long ago, I rebelled against the king of the genie. For my disobedience, he imprisoned me inside that copper vessel and sealed it with magic so powerful I could not escape." The fisherman swallowed hard. "For the first 100 years," the genie continued, "I vowed that whoever freed me would become rich beyond measure, but no one came." His voice grew darker. "In the second 100 years, I swore to grant my liberator all the treasures of the earth. Still no one came." The wind howled as he spoke. "In the third 100 years, I promised to make my deliverer a king and grant him 3 wishes every day. Yet again no one came." The fisherman listened horrified. "After centuries alone," the genie roared, "anger consumed me. I swore that whoever freed me thereafter would die at once." The fisherman's blood ran cold. "So," the genie concluded, "choose your manner of death, for I am bound to kill you." The fisherman fell to his knees. "Have mercy," he cried. "I have a wife, 3 children. I am poor and meant no harm." The genie's face remained unmoved. "My vow cannot be broken." Despair clawed at the fisherman's heart. Was this how his life would end, on the very shore where he had fought every day for survival? But then, a thought flickered in his mind. The genie had been trapped for centuries. He was powerful, yet foolishly proud. The fisherman swallowed his fear. "Great genie," he said carefully, "before I die, answer me one question." The genie narrowed his eyes. "Speak quickly." "How could such a mighty being as yourself fit inside that small pot?" The genie roared with outrage. "Do you doubt my power?" The fisherman nodded slowly. "I saw the smoke, yes, but your body is enormous. That vessel is small. I cannot believe it held you." The genie's pride flared like fire. "Watch closely, foolish human." With a deafening laugh, the genie began to transform. His massive body dissolved into thick smoke once more. The clouds swirled upward, dark and terrible, stretching across the sky before shrinking. The fisherman stood still, watching carefully. The smoke narrowed into a column and flowed downward, slipping back into the copper pot like water through a funnel. "See?" came the genie's voice from inside. "Now do you believe?" The moment the last wisp of smoke entered the pot, the fisherman leapt forward. With lightning speed, he grabbed the lid and slammed it shut. He pressed it tight, forcing the seal back into place with trembling hands. Inside, the genie howled. "What have you done? Release me at once!" The fisherman staggered back, breathing heavily. "Release you?" he shouted. "So you may kill me?" The pot shook violently, rattling against the sand. "Open it!" the genie roared. "I command you!" The fisherman felt courage surge within him for the first time since the smoke had appeared. "No," he replied firmly. "You swore to kill the one who freed you. You have no gratitude, no honor." The genie's voice softened suddenly. "Wait, wait, do not cast me back into the sea." The fisherman folded his arms. "Why should I trust you? I will reward you. Gold, power, riches." The fisherman shook his head. "Your promises are empty. You have proven that." The pot trembled again. "Spare me," the genie cried. "I swear by all that is sacred, I shall not harm you." The fisherman walked slowly around the pot, considering. "If I release you, you must swear to reward me instead of harming me." "I swear," the genie replied quickly, "by the ancient powers that bind my kind." The fisherman hesitated. His family flashed before his eyes. Hunger, cold, struggle. Could this be his chance? Finally he spoke. "If you break your word again, I shall find a way to trap you forever." The genie growled softly. "Open it." With cautious hands, the fisherman removed the lid. The smoke rose again, but this time it gathered more gently. The genie reformed before him, though his expression was now less fierce. "You are clever," the genie said slowly. "Very clever." The fisherman stood firm. "I am only a father who wishes to live." The genie pointed toward a distant part of the shore. "Follow me," he commanded. Though still wary, the fishermen obeyed. They walked along the coast until they reached a quiet inlet hidden by rocks. "There," said the genie. The fishermen looked into the water and saw a small pool connected to the sea. "In this pool," the genie said, "swim fish of 4 different colors: red, blue, green, and white. Cast your net here once each day. Take the fish to the king. You shall be rewarded greatly." The fisherman stared into the clear water. Indeed, he saw flashes of unusual colors beneath the surface. "Why help me?" he asked cautiously. The genie sighed. "You spared me when you could have destroyed me. I repay wisdom with wisdom." Before the fisherman could respond, the genie vanished into thin air. Alone again, the fisherman stood beside the magical pool. Was this another trick? Only one way to know. He cast his net. When he pulled it in, 4 fish lay within. One red as flame, one blue as sapphire, one green as emerald, and one white as pearl. His breath caught. "This is no ordinary day," he whispered. He hurried to the king's palace and presented the fish. The king marveled at their beauty. "Where did you find these?" he demanded. The fisherman bowed. "In a humble pool by the sea, Your Majesty." The king ordered the fish prepared. But when the cook placed them on the fire, something strange occurred. The fish spoke and vanished in a flash of light. The king, astonished and intrigued, rewarded the fisherman generously and commanded him to bring more. Each day the fisherman returned with 4 colored fish. Each day he was rewarded with gold. Soon the poor hut was replaced by a strong house. His children laughed freely. His wife smiled without fear. Yet the fisherman never forgot the lesson of that terrible morning. Years passed. The fisherman prospered, but he remained humble. He often walked along the shore at dawn, remembering the day he had nearly died because of another's anger. He would tell his children the story. "Courage is not the absence of fear," he would say. "It is thinking clearly while fear shouts in your ears." His eldest son once asked, "Father, were you not terrified?" "I was," he admitted, "but despair would have killed me faster than the genie." His wife would smile gently. "You saved us not with strength," she would say, "but with your mind." The fisherman would nod. Yes, when life throws you a storm, you must not drown in it. You must think. You must be patient. You must never give up. And so the story of the poor fisherman spread far beyond the shore. People did not remember his poverty. They remembered his wit. They remembered how a simple man, with nothing but courage and presence of mind, outwitted a powerful genie and turned misfortune into fortune. For in the end, it was not the net, nor the pot, nor even the magic fish that saved him. It was his refusal to surrender. And that, more than gold or treasure, was the greatest catch of all.